I've got something to say. Everybody, we're about to embark on quite a journey.
Tim Burton's Ed Wood is a loving tribute to fellow oddball Edward J. Wood Jr., the notorious director behind enduring cult films like Glen or Glenda, Bride of the Monster, Plan 9 from Outer Space, and more. The movie is as unique a throwback as its subject, black and white, self-consciously upbeat and snappy in delivery, and as blissfully unaware of its own impossibility. Just as it takes you through the trappings of an Ed Wood film, like stilted acting, seat-of-pants adaptability, and an addiction to stock footage, the opening credits also take you through a quintessentially macabre and hyper-artificial setting, into stop-motion madness, and ending with flying saucers, which, although evoking Wood's Plan 9, are next seen in Burton's sci-fi goof fest, Mars Attacks, with some CGI enhancement. It's tempting to treat this as a simple biopic, analyzing the fidelity of shots and the accuracy of Wood's depiction, through the talent of star Johnny Depp. Certainly there are stunning recreations, often better framed in greater depth, and the discrepancies between Burton's fictionalization and fact, as much as the eccentric figure Wood can himself tell the difference between making a movie and being a movie, are rife with potential.
What kind of a movie is this?
Well, it's about how people have two personalities. The side they show to the world, and then the secret person they hide inside.
Like Jekyll and Hyde. I've always wanted to play Jekyll and Hyde.
But ultimately, this is really not that kind of film. Entering the world of Ed Wood is not the same as entering the life of Edward J. Wood Jr., even though the spirit shines through. There is no gritty realism, even in its most haunting moments. Ed Wood sits squarely in the realm of Hollywood myth and whimsy, like all Burton films. It does not ignore reality. It registers its existence, nods, and then defies any obvious obstacles. It is a tragedy that sees its own pain and declares it a triumph.
That idiot's pouring on the car top and stuff.
Boy, it's only a 5-hour drive, and it'll probably stop by the time we get to the desert. Heck, it'll probably stop by the time we get around the corner. Let's go.
Two themes define this comic-tragic hero: his commitment to making movies and his commitment to the circle of friends that orbit his madcap movie-making obsession.
Ed, this isn't the real world. You've surrounded yourself with a bunch of weirdos.
Ed Wood is the prototypical idiosyncratic auteur. He keeps his hand in every aspect of the process. Every attempt to temper his audacity or counsel anything remotely considered safe or conventional set behavior is disregarded.
Don't you want a second take for protection?
What's to protect? It was perfect, huh?
Any and all resources are at his disposal.
This is fantastic. What are you going to do with it?
Probably file it away and never see it again.
Ownership of anything but finished product is immaterial.
Why, if I had half the chance, I could make an entire movie using this stock footage.
Even mundane legal considerations are ignored until the law shows up.
We don't have a permit. Run!
Ed Wood is brazenly a guerrilla filmmaker, eager to use any and all means to achieve a vision but adapting to whatever circumstances bind his ambition.
No, our church has enough money for one film. We just don't have enough for all 12.
And willing to display any explanation for a flaw.
And cut. Perfect.
Don't you want to do another take, Ed? Looks like Big Baldy had a little trouble getting through the door.
No, it's fine. It's real. You know, in actuality, Lobo would have to struggle with that problem every day.
However, his greatest obstacle to true greatness is not only talent or patience, but a crippling self-doubt masked by his passion.
Worst film you ever saw? Well, my next one will be better. Hello? Hello? I'm no good.
Oh, Ed, it was just one man's opinion.
Bella needs a job. I can't even get a film going. Of course I can. I made the worst movie of all time.
His desire to seem impervious to criticism is a public facade to save colleagues, friends, from suffering their own pain and failure. His love for every wretched frame could never trump his passion for friendships.
I gotta save him.
While this close circle, his devotion, and even cracks in their loyalty carry through the film,
You people are insane! You're wasting your life making shit! Nobody cares! These movies are terrible!
Burton crystallizes both his relationships to others and movies in a singular friendship with film legend Bela Lugosi, played eerily well by Martin Landau. The friendship between a once great aging actor and an unknown doomed director dominates the narrative of the film, providing the most enduring and resonating scenes.
Great. You know, you're much scarier in real life than you are in the movie. Thank you.
Obvious stereotypes are tossed aside. Their friendship is not that of mentor and student, nor opposites attracting, nor even a tale of redemption. There is no dogged pursuit of the star as an object. On other hands, the mixture of awe and pity Ed Wood has for his matinee idol would be mined for too much sentimentality. Instead of Frankness and Wood using Lugosi to land his first movie, and Lugosi using Wood to save him from poverty and obsolescence, elevates what could be crass to a mutually assured passion.
No, it wasn't like that at all. It was just the two of us, and we were talking, and he treated me like a friend.
Yeah, well, he's a bum.
Lugosi is in dire straits. He hasn't worked respectably in years, alone in his house of dogs, addicted to morphine and methadone, desperate not to lose his home. Wood quickly becomes his closest friend and lifeline.
Eddie, I'm so broke. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Let's consider this friendship in light of Aristotle. Aristotle's taxonomy on friendship is often cited as a hierarchy of relationship goals. At its first, most base level is the friendships of utility. Such people value others for their transactional potential. Next are friendships based on pleasure. They survive due to affection and the sheer enjoyment of another's presence.
I like to wear women's clothes. Panties, brasiers, sweaters, pumps. It's just something I do. No, I love sex with girls.
But the best is that which evolves from the first two, and transcends them by no longer needing either utility or simple pleasure.
Okay.
It is between great souls, and exists because both recognize the goodness in each other, and needs no more reason. This is a gross oversimplification, of course, but the general outline is sound. If there is a goodness at the heart of either Wood or Lugosi, it is in their passion for movies. Lugosi's passion is literally a matter of life and death. If he cannot work, death is near.
Eddie, I'm obsolete. I have nothing to live for.
At first, this need to work looks mercenary.
What about my money?
Oh.
But it is in the performance where the real Lugosi is revealed, and he depends on Wood as a director to hustle up more movies and channel that passion.
Well, this is quite a scene, Eddie.
I know it's a lot to give you at the last minute, Bella, but...
These lights, I'll have no problem remembering.
But by Aristotle's estimation, theirs wouldn't qualify as the best friendship. Outside of film, it's hard to describe either as reaching the nearly unreachable heights Aristotle demands. For Aristotle, struggling to provide for daily security, poverty, makes you reasonably incapable of virtue. But it might spur you to be a resourceful guerrilla filmmaker, even if not a good one. A better description of friendship, or rather a talent for friendship, comes from another philosopher, Nietzsche. He describes two kinds of people with a gift for friendship. One finds exactly the right friends at exactly the right time to continue building upon their ambitions. Each new stage abolishes those before. He is a ladder. The other attracts a variety of characters and talents, and they in turn form bonds of friendship with each other, filtered through the first. This gifted one is a circle. And following them along a curve can be found this new creation, this new media, whatever you might call it. It is both new and old, new in distribution and vibrancy, old in passion. Vlogs, reviews, retrospectives, video essays, the spirit of guerrilla filmmaking is there, but so too is the collaborative friendships of the circle.
You heard me. It feeds on things that don't make sense. I want you to point out every inconsistency, every film flaw, every mistake that has never made sense to you in your entire life. And it doesn't have to be movies. Every mystery, every bit of confusion, every little thing that has never made sense to you, every lack of logic. Shout it. Shout it as loud as you can. Trust me, it's the only way.
Yes. Yes. We are all the Nietzschean cowboy.
The network established through the web permits all these insane, absolutely impossible voices to find each other, and simultaneously loathe and love the best and worst humans can make. Movies, television, music, video games, history, our daily struggles and joys. It's all up for grabs. We are not merely Nietzschean cowboys. We are Ed Woods.
All I want to do is tell stories. The things that I find interesting.
Well, maybe you're not studio kind of material.
Once the visionary films of Edward Scissorhands and Batman were behind him, Tim Burton's most polished yet raw, visceral, and honest from the heart films are, I think, Ed Wood and Big Fish. But both were box office failures, nearly back to back. They both had his trademark macabre whimsy, but there was a soul motivating the dancing bones. Movies afterward are drenched in Burtonisms, but they lack the spark. Tim Burton went from exemplifying Ed Wood to being trapped in the dilemma of Orson Welles.
Ah, Mr. Wells. Is it all worth it?
It is when it works. Visions are worth fighting for. Why spend your life making someone else's dreams?
Tim Burton is a lousy ladder. He is, however, a fine circle. While the diminishing returns of Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, and other usual suspects tire on me, they are also a vestige of that Ed Wood dedication and passion. And it's never too late, I think, for more Ed Wood.
This is the one. This is the one I'll be remembered for.
Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when our mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when our mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.